Hey y'all, welcome to Peyton Energetics. I'm Peyton, and I'm a Pleiadian channel and starseed coach. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about frequently asked questions about starseeds. So if you have watched my videos before, you know that we cover just about everything involving starseeds. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you some of the questions that have been coming up recently about starseeds. Just those things that people tend to get a little confused about. So we're going to help you go a little bit deeper with your understanding of what it means to be a starseed. Now, before we dive in and take a look at some of the frequently asked questions, don't forget, hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done that yet. Now, to kick things off, we're going to take a look at one of the things that is probably the most common question I get asked about starseeds. So one of the first questions that seems to come up a lot as people start to just explore their starseed heritage is people wonder if everyone is a starseed, or are starseeds kind of rare? And you'll find the answer to that sprinkled through all of my videos. And it all comes down to your definition. How do you define a starseed? Because your definition is going to determine the answer to this question. Now, as I say at the beginning of almost all of my starseed videos, the first thing I do is share my definition of a starseed. Now, this is not the only definition out there. It's not to say that it's the only one or the best one or the right one, but it is probably the most commonly accepted definition of a starseed. So the definition that I use when I talk about starseeds is to refer to someone whose soul originates from another star system. So essentially a starseed is someone who has galactic origins, or someone who has lived in other star systems. And this is probably the most common definition of a starseed in the spiritual community, but it's not the only one. There are some people who define all humans as starseeds because the human race, according to our galactic history, was seeded by these star races. So it depends how you define a starseed. So I tend to define a starseed as someone whose soul originated from another star system. So under that definition, a starseed is someone who has a lot of galactic energy, much more galactic energy than the average human. And this is what separates what we call a starseed from what we refer to in the spiritual community as an earth soul. So an earth soul is kind of the opposite of a starseed. An earth soul is someone who has had all of their incarnations in the earth construct. So this is how we kind of differentiate between a starseed and a non-starseed. It's based on the origin of their soul. Now, again, that's not the only definition. So choose whatever definition works best for you. But I always like you guys to know what definition I'm using, because the definition you use determines how you answer a lot of the questions that we have. So if we define a starseed as someone whose soul originated in another star system, then when we ask the question, are all humans starseeds? The answer is no. It's going to depend on the origin of each person's soul. Now, again, if you use an alternate definition, if you consider everyone to be a starseed because we all have galactic energy, then in that case, then you would consider to be all humans starseeds. But that's generally not what we're referring to in the spiritual community. We tend to be referring to people who came here to bring galactic energy to Earth to support it during the ascension process. But as always, take the definition that works best for you. There's no right or wrong here. It's only what feels best to you, which resonates with you. Now, the second most common question that comes up about starseeds, as people start to kind of dig into the idea of being a starseed, they start to research the different starseed races to see just which ones resonate with them. The next question that comes up for most people is, why am I resonating with more than one star system? I kind of feel a little like a Pleiadian, but I know I'm from Andromeda. How can this be? Am I getting the answer wrong? Well, what is generally happening here is that most starseeds will resonate with more than one star system. So you may find as you listen to the starseed videos that you resonate with 2 or 3 different systems, where you listen to the characteristics and you just see a lot of yourself represented. So what is often happening here is that most star seeds have a lot of energy from more than one star system. So a lot of times when I look at a star seed's energy or do a star seed energy reading for someone, I will generally see 2 to 3 star systems as the most dominant energies. And oftentimes one of these energies will be the star system where the star seed originated. So that's what we would call the origin point. But I will also see another system or two represented. And oftentimes this can mean that one of these star systems is where the star seed incarnated right before they came into this earth incarnation. So it's very common for us to still have a heavy energetic imprint of the star system we were in right before we incarnated here. Now, it's also very common for us to carry heavy energetic imprints of other star systems where we spent a lot of time. So maybe you are in Andromedan starseed by origin, but you have spent a lot of your very, very important lifetimes in the Sirius system or in the Arcturian system. Then it would be very common for you to have a lot of Sirian or Arcturian energy in your energy field. So you may resonate with these star races as much or even more than the energy of your home star system. So a lot of times what this means is that you will still be holding energy from star systems that were very important in the evolution of your soul, where you spent a lot of time, or where you had your most important lifetimes, or where you just had the most fun. So it is very common for people to get more than one star system active in their energy field. So this doesn't mean you're getting the answer wrong. So my guides always like to say that most star seeds have lived everywhere and done everything. So they like to say that most of us have lived in every star system. We have played in the light, we have played in the dark. And because of this, we will have the energies of these experiences present in our energy field. So very, very common if you feel like you're getting more than one answer. That's what's going on there. And something else that is going on here is we are also drawing from our soul level experience on those lifetimes and experiences that are most relevant for our current experience. So we may be pulling on Pleiadian lifetimes if that's what we need right now. So it is also common for people to find that the systems they are resonating with change as they go through their spiritual growth. And this is not because we got the answer wrong at any point. It just means something else is more relevant to you as you develop. So that is super common as well. Now, another question that comes up a lot is the question of whether a light worker is the same thing as a starseed. And as always, my answer to this question is always, it depends on your definitions. So always check your definitions when we're asking these questions. So it depends on what definition you're using for a light worker or a starseed. So if you use the definition that I offer to you in my videos, which is that a starseed is someone whose soul originated from another star system, then a starseed is something that is different than a light worker. So I tend to define light workers as someone who has had a spiritual awakening in this lifetime and has chosen to devote themselves to love and light, to being of service on the planet. So from my perspective, a light worker is more of a choice. It is more of a decision to serve love on this planet. And the definition of light worker for me is less about the origin of one's soul. So for me, a starseed is someone who has galactic origins. And what we see, which causes a lot of confusion, is that there's a lot of overlap in these terms. So you can be a starseed because you have a galactic soul, but you may also be serving as a light worker in this lifetime. So if you were a starseed who has had your awakening and you are making a decision in your life to be of service, to be a model of love and light in the world, you may be both a light worker and a starseed. Now, you can also be a light worker, but not a starseed. So maybe you are an earth soul. So all of your incarnations have been on the earth plane, but you have had your spiritual awakening and you have devoted yourself in some capacity to love and light. Then you would be a light worker, but not a starseed. And it's also possible to be neither. So we have many people who are Earth souls, so they are not starseeds, and they also haven't awoken yet. They have not gone through a spiritual process of awakening and have not made that decision to be of service in the world or to be a source of love and light in the world. And so in this case, we might say that someone is not a light worker or a starseed. So we have every combination, but it always comes down to how you define the terms. And again, there's no wrong or right. You get to choose the definition that works best for you. I just offer you one option. So this is something that can cause a lot of confusion in the spiritual community, is whether lightworkers and starseeds are the same thing. And they're not, at least from my definition. So I hope this has helped you understand starseeds a little better. Let me know in the comments below, what questions do you have about starseeds? Drop those in the comment box below. And while you're down there, don't forget, hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done that yet. I'll see you next time. Bye.